The mountain air was sharp with the scent of pine and damp earth, the distant rumble of a river echoing through the valley. Beneath the towering evergreens, a lone figure pushed forward, boots crunching against frost-kissed leaves. Kyle Draven had spent years traversing wild landscapes, but tonight something felt different. His fingers tightened around the strap of his pack, senses sharp as he scanned the darkness. The radio at his belt crackled. "Kyle? You there?" came the hushed voice of his partner, Sienna Vale. "Yeah, I'm here," he murmured, keeping his voice low. "Still no sign, but I know we're close." The one they were searching for wasn't a fugitive or lost hiker. It was a wounded grizzly, a massive male that had been seen limping near the riverbanks, dragging one of its legs. A hunter had reported the sighting, but by the time authorities arrived, the bear had disappeared into the wilderness. Now it was up to Cale and Sienna to track him before the injury turned fatal, or before fear drove the locals to put him down. A rustle in the underbrush made Cale freeze. He crouched low, hand hovering near the tranquilizer rifle, strapped to his pack. The wind carried the distinct scent of musk and damp fur. His heart quickened. He turned his head slightly, whispering into the radio, "I've got movement." South Ridge. Sienna's response was immediate. "Hold your position. I'm circling from the west." Kyle moved carefully, stepping around fallen branches as he advanced. The moonlight cut through the trees in streaks, illuminating a figure ahead. There, just beyond the thick brush, a massive grizzly slumped against a fallen log, sides heaving with labored breaths. The bear's left hind leg was swollen, an open wound visible near the joint. Blood had matted its fur. Cale's grip on the rifle tightened. He knew better than to approach too fast. The bear's breathing was ragged, but there was still fire in its amber eyes. Sienna's voice came through again. "I see him. Looks bad." Cale exhaled slowly. "Yeah, he's hurt, but he's still got fight in him. We have to be careful." Sienna emerged from the trees, her own tranquilizer gun raised. "You take the shot. You're closer." Kyle nodded. Every second counted. He raised his rifle, taking careful aim at the bear's muscular shoulder, far from vital areas, but enough to deliver the sedative quickly. He pulled the trigger. The dart struck true. The bear huffed, turning its heavy head toward Cale with a low growl. For a moment, he thought it might charge, but then its movements slowed. Its breathing deepened. Within minutes, the sedative took hold, and the massive animal slumped into the earth. Kyle and Sienna wasted no time. They moved in, assessing the wound. Closer now, Cale could see jagged edges in the torn flesh. "Looks like he got caught in something, maybe an old trap or barbed wire." Sienna was already pulling out the medical kit. "We need to clean it up before infection sets in. Let's get to work." The next hour was a blur of focused effort. They worked in silence, disinfecting the wound, stitching torn flesh, and bandaging as best they could. The grizzly stirred once, a low rumble vibrating through his chest, but the sedative held. By the time they were finished, the sky was beginning to lighten with the first traces of dawn. Kyle stepped back, rolling his shoulders. "That should hold. With luck, he'll heal up on his own." Sienna packed up their supplies, nodding. "And if not, we'll be back." Kyle glanced at the sleeping bear one last time before stepping away. The forest was waking around them, the hush of night giving way to the whisper of wind through the pines. They had done their part. Now it was up to the wild to do the rest.